Tag, you're it. Welcome to LeLesChronicles. Imagine 20 to 30, sometimes even 40 children at one given time in a little town in Colorado Springs called Widefield, running around, scurrying all over the place, hiding behind cars, trees, houses, bushes, anything to hide from the one who could tag us. Yes, yes, yes. That was my life in Widefield, Colorado, when I was a little girl. Any given evening, we were outside playing, enjoying each other. Unlike today, where most times children are inside, right? We were playing outside, and one of our most favorite games that we played was Tag, You're It. So, for those who have never played it, these were the rules. And I'm sure that there are various rules and variations according to where you grew up and how your people in your community played it. But this is how the Widefield crew, holla Widefield, 80911, this is how we played it. So one person was the person who was the tagger. And they had to turn around, whether that was at a tree trunk or against a wall or against a house or what have you. And they had to count to 10. And within that time frame that they went from 1 to 10, all of the other kids had to find the best hiding spots that they felt were good and would not be found. When that person, the tagger, got to the number 10, they'll say, I'm coming to get y'all, I'm gonna get you. And they would go on the hunt. They would scurry around. They'd look behind every crevice. They'd look behind every rock, boulder, whatever. And they'd look and search for the ones that they could tag. Why did they want to tag them? Because if they were able to tag them, then that relieved them from the responsibility of being the tagger, and then the other person was then the person responsible for tagging. And I tell you what, we ran around that community neighborhood all night, having a great time, having a ball. No matter whether our dinner time was on or not, we were outside playing tag because it was fun, trying to get away from the tagger, trying to zigzag and move and dash and all of that, right? Speed running, jumping over fences, jumping over cars. We didn't care. We were a wild bunch. But I am so excited that I have those memories that I can recall, which were awesome times and a joyous time in my childhood with our community people. And listen, it could be people on our immediate street. It could have been people joining us from 2 streets or 4 blocks away, because once folks started hearing that we were playing tag, they came from the woodworks. They came from all over. Security, Widefield, it didn't matter. It was awesome. From one side of the schools to the other side, we all joined in. There were no cliques. There were no problems. It was just good fun, okay? The reason why I bring this up on Motivation Monday, by the way, is because I want to take you, adult, on a journey as to how you can play tag, all right? But before we get into it, would you do something for me? Would you please would you please comment? Would you please share and also subscribe? Because that will really help spread the word of Motivation Monday to a lot of people who say they need encouragement. And I'm just here along with you on this journey to provide that for them, okay? So please go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. All right, let's go. Motivation Monday, it's a time of inspiration. It's a time of encouragement. It's a time of uplifting, right? We really need it in this day and age and all the time. So I started out talking about my childhood a little bit, about how we played this great game called Tag You're It. And I wonder, when we get older, when we become adults and start adulting, and we are having all of these responsibilities, right? Paying our bills, overseeing other people in our lives, family members, spouses. Maybe you are a caregiver for a loved one. Maybe you are a parent of a small child or even an adult child. And there's still things that you are responsible for. And we've lost, I think, some of that time of wonder that came along with playing those types of games, right? Am I suggesting we don't do our responsibilities? Of course not. We need to do those. But what I feel also need to do is never forget the times of playing tag where you were going after the person that you wanted to get, right? They ran from you. But I want to flip it a little bit. Can we do that? What about tagging somebody with kindness? What about tagging somebody with genuine care, concern, compassion? What about tagging somebody about seeing how their day is going? Not just the general, the classic, oh, how's your day? Everything's good. That's the question, and that's the canned answer. How you doing today? I'm good. I'm fine. But how about really looking into a person's heart and taking a time of pause and seeing how they're doing? Tag them. Purposefully engage with them and really want to know how they are doing with a sincere heart. It would make all the difference in the world. What about those that are in business for yourselves, entrepreneurs, or maybe you work for a corporate company and you are in the upper management areas, and sometimes we get on autopilot. Sometimes we are just going through the motions of the day, and the people that are working with us or for us really don't get a tag in terms of checking in to see how they're doing, number one, personally, and then number two, how they're doing on their job. Ask them for a self-assessment. Let me know, as an example. Say, hey, John, what do you think your day is going like with your job today? Is there anything that is high stress for you today? Is there anything that I or the team can do to help you with your task or your responsibilities today? Is there something that you need in terms of training or reassurance that will support you in what you've been asked to do today? What about that? How about tagging them with some type of support? That's really great. What about tagging them with some training opportunities? Sometimes we call people who are at companies and organizations lazy and that they have bad customer service practices, but maybe they are feeling drained because there's not been an investment in them, right? Maybe they are feeling a little bit left out in terms of growth opportunities. And so if we were to take the opportunity and time to purposefully see where they're gifted and they're talented and the areas that they thrive in and support them with some type of training. And I do understand that there's a lot of cutbacks right now with companies and they may not be able to afford some types of cost in those regards. However, there are so many different free opportunities, right? A lot of free resources out there that could give your employee a boost and a uplifting and just an affirming, if you will, that they're doing a good job. And if there does need to be some type of correction and some type of support and teaching moment, you can do it in a way where it still builds them up and not tear them down. All right. And what about in the family aspect, the family? What can we do to tag our family members? Maybe you've had a little bit of strife and tension between you and a loved one, and you're just drained. You are tapped out. You don't know what else to do. How about you encourage them? How about you do something to help them and love on them in their love language? Tag, right? And then on the receiving end of that, guess what? Those people who are reaching out to you to tag you in a positive, great way, be willing to receive that tag. Don't reject it. Don't think, oh, there must be something to it. There's something tied to it. They must want something. They after something. It couldn't be pure. It couldn't be of a true heart, a pure heart. But what if it can be? What if it is? What if you're missing out on an opportunity for your heart to be encouraged and inspired by someone else who's doing something to tag you in a positive way? Be willing to receive that positive tag, all right? What about in our communities, our neighbors, whether they live real close to us or maybe there are a little distance from us? You know what? I had some young people who live near my community who came over to my house and gave me some Christmas cookies. And I felt so special because those children did not have to think about Letra. They didn't have to think about me, but I'm so thankful that they took the chance to come over to their neighbor's house and offer some Christmas cookies. It was the thought that counted. It was the care that they took to say, we're going to go over to Miss Letra's house and give her some cookies. I was tagged. Yeah. And it felt really good to give a response to them doing that for me. And it felt phenomenal to receive that from them. So tagging, doing something for people to really love on them and encourage them and help them along their journey feels really great, but it also is replenishing and it's restorative when you are the one who is receiving a positive tag. I want you to do this for me this week, although I know that many of you all are in holiday season and things are sort of hectic and just woo, and you're just hoping 2020 ends some kind of way better than it has been. But would you please, for me on LeLesChronicles Community, do something to tag somebody in a positive way? Think about it. Be intentional about it. Don't do it just haphazardly. Really think through it and put some thought into it and execute that thing with all your heart in a pure place and see the spark in somebody's eyes. And guess what? Even if you don't see the spark in their eyes, there might be a spark in their heart that you were the one responsible in providing. Okay, that's all I have for today. Light, love, Letra. Again, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. I will see you all again. Merry Christmas. Blessings. Bye-bye.